Some of the most public sides today in that prop market: Shohei Ohtani to hit a homer at plus 155. Vladdy Guerrero homer at 3-1. Bo Bichette under 1.5 hits, runs, and RBI. Freddie Freeman to hit a homer at plus 375. And Max Scherzer under 4.5 Ks, but that's at like minus 175. Rashi Rice is the most bet on player to score a touchdown in Monday Night Football. Rashard Smith, his over receiving yards, most bet on player prop in Monday Night Football. Smith over receiving yards and receptions. Mahomes under an interception. Thornton over 1.5 receiving yards. And Noah Gray over 0.5 a reception are some of the most liked sides in the props market, which is kind of scary because we did like some of those. So some of the edges, and I didn't get to make a graphic today. Oh, gosh. See, well, my relatives don't know that I'm working. Gosh, hold on. Now I have to text my aunt who's calling me on air. When you text someone, like you text them like 7 hours ago, I texted her at 10 a.m. Call me. 10 a.m. 6. Anyway. I will show you guys first my Sports Equinox prize picks lineup of the day. And for anyone who missed it, we are now a prize pick show, so lots to come. Prize picks: Sidney Crosby over 0.5 point. I reached out to my guy, Troy Perlowitz from the NHL on this one. I said, hey, I need to do a Sports Equinox prize picks lineup. Give me something. So he said Sidney Crosby because he only needs 2 points to reach 1,700 for his career. So for him to have multiple points would be a little bit more if you think he could do it in one game. And Crosby has 4 points in his last 3 against St. Louis. So Sidney Crosby over 0.5 point tonight. Max Scherzer over 0.5 walk. I was looking at props.cash. I'll show you guys the props.cash on Max Scherzer. If you were to take this down to 0.5 walk, Max Scherzer, look at this. His last 10, he's gone over in 8 of his last 10. On the road, 9 of the last 10, Max Scherzer's gone over 0.5 walk. So I like the 0.5 walk for Max Scherzer tonight against the Dodgers. Marcus Mariota under 195.5 passing yards. I mentioned this in the PropQueen.com newsletter earlier today. So Marcus Mariota, let me see. I'm going to get the numbers right. So through Mariota's last 20 games, when he's taken 90% of the snaps, he's averaged 169 passing yards per game on the road. And the Chiefs have allowed the 3rd least passing yards per game at 182. 71% of quarterbacks to face the Chiefs this year have gone under their passing yards prop. So Marcus Mariota under 195.5 for his passing yards. Then everybody's going to go to Austin Reeves tonight in LA. Second leg of a back-to-back. Austin Reeves goes off for 45 last night. Rui Hachimura had 18. He could still do better. I'll show you again on props.cash Rui Hachimura's numbers on the second leg, and I'm going to compare them to Austin Reeves on a second leg without Luka and LeBron. So Rui Hachimura. And again, you could get this all at props.cash using promo code PropQueen. It's super helpful. So, of course, there's... Oh, sorry, that's on the road. Home. Of course, there's a little red, right? Well, let's go without Luka, and let's go without LeBron. And then let's go. So, already without Luka and LeBron at home, 5 of the last 6 for Rui have gone... Oh, wait, I'm not even showing you. Hold on. 5 of the last 6 for Rui have gone over 15.5 points without LeBron and without Luka when he's at home. On 0 days rest, let's just do 0 days rest at home in general. What did I do? No LeBron, no Luka. Home. Second leg of a back-to-back without Luka, without LeBron. Overall, home or away, doesn't matter. 3 of 4 have gone over for Rui Hachimura. So keep that in mind, okay? Rui Hachimura tonight. Now let's compare this to Mr. Austin Reeves, who is the biggest name on the slate right now because of last night's 45-point performance. 0 days rest without Luka and LeBron. 4 of the 5 have gone under 28.5 points. The numbers inflated at this point on Austin Reeves. I'm going to go with the player that no one's talking about on the second leg of a back-to-back, who has more history of being better on a second leg, Rui Hachimura. So I'm going Rui over on my Prize Picks lineup today. $100 makes you $550 for these 4 legs hitting. So good luck. You could bet a little more or put a little more on it. I was going to put a little more on it, but I figured let's just play it safe for a start. So Prize Picks, multi-sports, yes, essentially, Lewis, absolutely. And again, you could sign up on Prize Picks. $5 gets you $50 instantly in lineups using promo code PropQueen. Go and sign up and support. It's really a great app, honestly. And I've had a lot of fun playing around with it and seeing all the different payouts that we can get for all of our props. And sometimes you get better numbers for better odds, essentially, over at Prize Picks for putting them into one of those Prize Picks lineups. So go check it out and play around with it. It's a lot of fun. I've definitely, and then Jess said, Prize Picks also offers esports legs too. That's pretty cool. They've got a lot of different things. I've got some more NFL that we could get to and more Major League Baseball. So I guess we could start with in MLB. Will Smith has been on absolute fire recently. He's healthy again, hitting above 400 in a 6-game win streak. I just want to make sure I get right all the different stats I had on him. So Will Smith, when he's at home, hold on. I just love using Props.cash. It's so fun to play around with. At home on 1 day's rest, or just 1 day of rest in general in his last 10, or in 2025. Yeah, 2025 on 1 day of rest. I'm thinking like, okay, does anybody's bat slow down because it's 1 day of rest? Will Smith doesn't. Look at this. Will Smith, 1 day of rest, 65% of his last 20, 66% of games he averages. Oh, wait, that's a hit. Sorry, I want hits, runs, and RBI. 1 day of rest at home, 55% of his last 20 at home at night. I think was a little bit better. 54% at home at night. What about against a righty? 54%. Last 10? He's just been on fire lately. Overall against a righty at night. At night on 1 day of rest, 60%, 6 of the last 10, 65% went over, averaging 2.5 this season. Hits, runs, and RBI with 1 day of rest at night. So I'm liking Will Smith tonight. And then you guys know that we go to our boy, George Springer. George Springer tonight to score a run. It's back in plus money. I saw it around plus 111, plus 110. 1 day of rest at night through the last 10, 55% on the road, 73% of games this year on 1 day of rest on the road at night. On the road at night in general this year, 56% have last gone over in the last 10. What about 2025? 7 of the last 10 for George Springer on the road at night have gone over for George Springer, over a half a run. So again, I saw this around plus 111, plus 110 earlier. George Springer's been absolutely fantastic. He homered in his final 3 games at Dodger Stadium in the 2017 World Series. In 16 career World Series games, Springer has 16 runs, almost as many walks as strikeouts. Springer's 797 slugging in the World Series is the best of all time. He's reached base in half of his 14 career plate appearances against Glasnow, 6 for 13 with a home run. So I'm definitely looking at George Springer tonight. I'm looking at Will Smith tonight. And I'm looking at the over a half a walk for Max Scherzer tonight. Yeah, definitely try out Prize Picks. It's really great. So I appreciate anyone who signs up and use promo code PropQueen so I can get a little credit in regards to like, they just want to see that my people will support. It's just a fun, different way of doing this. Which bet? The Springer one? I mean, it's been hitting. Look at this. Look at Springer in the postseason. Let's just ignore all these other categories and just look at Springer in the playoffs. This is insane. Insane. You have to be taking this. Here's the thing. We weren't able to take George Springer in the last game of the ALCS because it got to minus 160. We're back at plus 111, plus 110. It's so worth it. Go for it. So, yeah, I'm going to probably do another Prize Picks lineup with George Springer. The problem, I think, this is why I didn't put it in. Prize Picks only had him at 1.5. I wanted a half. I don't want a 1.5. That's why I didn't put that in the Prize Picks lineup, or else I would have put George Springer in. He was at a half. But you could do Max Scherzer over half a walk, which you could only get 1.5 for Max Scherzer elsewhere. So that's why I put that in, because that was the better number to be able to get at Prize Picks. No monthly fee. You just use Prize Pick lineups through them. It's not a subscription. Like Props.cash is a subscription service because it's giving you information. This Prize Picks is like any other book. It's just another place to use and put your money into to essentially gamble. Promo is for the bonus. So play $5, get $50 instantly in lineups using promo code PropQueen. You can go sign up today over at Prize Picks. It's a lot of fun to play around with. You do them more or less than, and I hope I don't get myself into trouble because there's different lingo that we use over at Prize Picks. So I have to like get used to using their lingo. It's more or less than. And there's streaks too, which is something that you could use like for streaks. You get to choose like, it's like a promo where you get to choose like a different streak to put your money on. Very interesting. Okay, so some other NFL props that we could use and put in the Prize Picks lineup tonight. So I gave you kind of everything I liked in the World Series today. We're already over the showtime. No big deal. I have to write the newsletter for the afternoon. Okay. I'm going to be careful. I told you Mariota under his passing yards. Be careful of the Washington wide receivers. The Chiefs have been the second best in the league against wide receivers this year. So I'm staying away from any Commanders wide receivers. Mahomes over 22.5 completions. This is another props.cash find. Let's go to NFL. So Mark Zinno texted me this morning, who comes on the show all the time. Mark Zinno texted me and he goes, hey, a buddy of mine told me that Patrick Mahomes has this great stat about his completions. He said Mahomes has recorded 24 plus completions in each of Kansas City's last 7 Monday Night Football games. So, of course, then I say, well, now let me just go look at his last 10 primetime games at home. And wait, prime home time. Hold on, there was something else. Home primetime games. Oh, because that's at 22. It was at 22.5 earlier. So 7 of the last 10 home primetime games. So look at the last 20. 75% of the last 20 home primetime games for Patrick Mahomes has gone over 22.5 pass completions. The only reason that I'm erring with caution on this one is because it's double-digit spread, and I'm a little worried that he might not have to throw the football so much if they get ahead. So that would be my only concern tonight on that trend. But I did feel that the trend was worth telling you guys that. Oh, sorry. I was looking at what Jessica was saying because she always has some insightful things to say. But yes, so the Patrick Mahomes over completions was very intriguing as long as you're not afraid of it being a blowout and him having to stop. I know everybody's looking at Brashard Smith, but he's one of the most bet on players tonight. And I'm very worried because it's been 4 straight weeks that Brashard Smith's gone over 15.5 receiving yards. So why is this number still 15.5? It's a fishy line to me. I'm staying away. Another player that I'm looking at is Marquise Hollywood Brown to go over his longest reception because everybody is, I like to zig when everyone zags. Everybody is looking. Wait, hold on. I'm at the wrong thing. I need receiving longest reception. Everyone's on Rashee Rice, so I'm going to go look elsewhere. Home primetime games. Look at all this green for home primetime games for Hollywood Brown. 13.5 is his longest reception. He's gone over that in every one of his last, 6 of his last 7 primetime home games. Hollywood Brown has gone over 13.5 for longest reception. So we're going over. That's definitely something. She said, what was the story on your friend sending you Mahomes primetime completions? My friend Mark Zinno texted me this morning that Mahomes has had 24 more pass completions in 7 straight Monday Night Football games. Monday night, not just primetime. Monday night, Patrick Mahomes has had 24 or more completions. So that's just a trend to know about Monday Night Football. Anything on Travis Kelce? I really like a Chiefs tight end to score tonight. I can't give you a minus 110 on a tight end anytime touchdown. I can't do it. I don't know what you're getting. You could if it's like a Prize Picks lineup if you want to throw in a touchdown. The Commanders are one of the worst defenses this year against tight ends. They have allowed the 6th most touchdowns in the league to tight ends. But then I was looking at Noah Gray, and Noah Gray just didn't get a lot of red zone targets. But again, if you're getting like 3-1 on Noah Gray, it's a much better payout than Travis Kelce. I do think somebody scores a touchdown who's a tight end in Kansas City tonight. I always thought Noah Gray was going to be the primetime option, but he's clearly not. He doesn't really score much in primetime. It's Travis Kelce. That's what I've got on tight end week, Travis Kelce. But I do. Oh, Gracie says Noah Gray going off tonight. Gracie knows. Gracie knows. She's got the in at Kansas City. You guys don't know Gracie. She hasn't popped up in the chat. She has. I've seen her in the chat, but she hasn't posted something that I've put out there for you guys. I like Noah Gray tonight. So we're going to go Noah Gray touchdown. Gracie just assured me that we're going Noah Gray. But I think a tight end scores tonight for Kansas City, for sure. Washington is bad against tight ends. It's the only – I was looking at which defenses are bottom 10 in touchdowns allowed to each position, and the only one bottom 10 in this game in touchdowns allowed to a position, Washington against tight ends. So the Chiefs have to score with some kind of tight end tonight. And the other fishy line prop I had, and I mentioned this a little bit earlier with Jared Block, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. His rush attempt prop's 12.5. He's gone over that in 3 straight weeks, yet all 3 of those games were with his starting quarterback, Jaden Daniels. And in the 2 games this year with Daniels out, JCM had 8 and 7 rush attempts. So why is this number so high at 12.5? The Chiefs have allowed the second least rush attempts per game to running backs. 5 of the last 6 running backs to face the Chiefs went under their rush attempts prop. The number just feels so high, and if the Commanders are playing from behind because they're double-digit dogs, then I don't see how you get over 12.5 rush attempts with Marcus Mariota. Are you even going to have the ball for that long in Washington? I just don't trust it to be JCM's night. 3 straight weeks he's gone over it. I guess that's why it's 12.5. But when you look at those last 2 games where it's Marcus Mariota under center and not Jaden Daniels, he couldn't even hit 10. I thought it was a little bit of a fishy line for Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt tonight. That's all I got for you guys today here on the Prep Queen Pod. My Royal Locks of the day, I guess we could get to. And my Royal Locks are now going to be sponsored by Pickett. So let's get to Royal Locks. Royal Locks of the day brought to you by Pickett Sports. My Royal Lock of the day is going to be Marcus Mariota to go under 199.5 for his passing yards tonight. I just don't trust him against this really good Kansas City defense. When taking 90% of the snaps, Mariota has gone under this in 20. Oh my gosh, everyone's calling me. Through Mariota's last 20 games, when taking 90% of snaps, he's averaging 169 passing yards per game on the road. The Chiefs have allowed the 3rd least passing yards per game at 182. 71% of quarterbacks to face the Chiefs have gone under their passing yard prop. I've seen this go from 190. Well, it was like 202, and that's 199. It went to 195. So we're going under on the Marcus Mariota passing yards. We are going over a half a walk for Max Scherzer. Obviously, this should be the price. I mean, that's really the Pickett Royal Lock of the day, the Prize Picks lineup. The first Prize Picks lineup, now that we are officially a Prize Picks show, official sponsor of the Prep Queen Pod. So excited to be part of the Prize Picks family. So again, if you want to join Prize Picks, you could join using promo code Prep Queen. You play $5, get $50 instantly in lineups. Sidney Crosby, over half a point. He needs 2 to hit 1,400 in his career. And he's got 4 points in his last 3 games against St. Louis. Scherzer, over half a walk. He walks a lot of batters. He's wild. We only need 1. Marcus Mariota to go under or less than 195.5 for his passing yards. And Rui Hachimura goes more than 15.5 points tonight. Everyone's looking at Austin Reeves. We're going to look at Rui Hachimura to have a big game. And like Gracie said, Noah Gray is going off tonight. Touchdown, Noah Gray. Probably should get 3-1, close to it. John Harbaugh says he expects, Lamar, that was the whole thing, J-Main. Wait, what? Oh, it's not Iris. Iris is my mom. It's her sisters. Both her sisters just called me. I don't know why. Well, I told one of them. I told them to call me earlier, but it was like 10 a.m. Oh, the lines in the airport are extra long. Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate that. That's on Friday, though. We've got some time. Oh, Jamie, and that's who I was talking to. Lamar. The whole plan was, I guess, for him to not have to play in a short week. Look at what happened in San Francisco. They played Brock Purdy, and then it was a short week, and he didn't end up, he got hurt again. So I'm okay with not playing Lamar on a short week. They are very lucky that they won. And my Ravens are now the favorites again to win the AFC North. So, on that note, I'll see you tomorrow. Just kidding. Thank you guys, and thanks for all the support. Please go sign up for Prize Picks and use promo code Prep Queen. Again, it doesn't cost you anything. It's just another place to go get some action down and enjoy watching sports tonight and your sports equinox. Again, official sponsor now of the Prep Queen Pod. Prize Picks. Welcome to the fam. See you guys tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Time here on the Prep Queen Pod.